Hey everybody, I'm excited about introducing our Module 3 film. It Happened One Night, one of the classic romantic comedies of Hollywood history. This ties in with our discussion about the Hays Code and the censorship era between the 1934 and 1965-66 era, when films really could not, because of worry about morality, explore sexuality in a realistic way. People slept in separate beds. They could only kiss for a few seconds. Crime didn't pay. Criminals would have to be punished at the end of the movie. Women and men could not commit adultery, and it was really harsher on women. Women, if they committed adultery in these kind of films, would suffer terrible fates at the end of the film: death, embarrassment, that kind of thing. It Happened One Night's a great example of the kind of film in the 30s and the 40s that thrived during the Hays Code, the screwball comedy. And the screwball comedy is a comedy, it's still made today, that it's a witty script. It's sharp. Two couples meet and they fall in love. They spar. There's the battle of the sexes. And then they're going to fall in love at the end of the movie. We see this with films such as The Proposal, Silver Linings Playbook, and even a few years ago, Anyone But You with Glenn Powell. All these films about couples that meet, fall in love. After they spar, they'll eventually connect. It Happened One Night comes out in 1934. It was actually made before the code was enforced, so there's a little bit of a hybrid in the movie. It stars Claudette Colbert, who was a wonderful actress in the 30s, and Clark Gable, another classic Hollywood film star. He starred later in Gone with the Wind. And they play Ellie and Peter. She's a socialite. He's a reporter that wants to cover her story. She's run away from trying to marry this wealthy guy that her parents have connected her with. And what happens is it's a cross-country trip where they're going to meet and they're going to spar and they're going to fall in love. There's a lot of hybrid things in this film. There's like sensuality in this film. There's a scene in the film where the couple, when they're hitchhiking, are trying to find a ride, and Colbert's character, Ellie, pulls her dress up and acts sexy to get a guy to stop for them. That's kind of very daring for this time, but there's also elements of the code. Later in the movie, they have to stay in the same motel room, and they don't know whether they can sleep in the same bed. They certainly can't at this time. So their resolvement of this is to put a hotel blanket between them and call it the Walls of Jericho, and they'll be on one side of the wall and the other sex will be on the other side of the wall. You'll see this when you watch the movie. But it's really a wonderful movie about falling in love. It's got a very witty script. The performances are superb. I want you to really watch how this movie looks at love at this time. Do you see that there is some censorship when you're watching it, such as the motel scene? Is it using sensuality, such as the hitchhiker scene? Hitchcock will come later in the film, later in the class, I should say. And look at the performances. Colbert and Clark Gable are terrific together. In fact, this film, trivia-wise, is the first film to win all the top awards at the Oscars: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay, Best Actor, Best Actress. This has only happened two other times, in 1975 and the 1976 Academy Awards for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and it happened again in 1992 for the 1991 Academy Awards with The Silence of the Lambs. But I think you're going to enjoy this film because you're going to see many elements, I think, of future rom-coms that have followed this path. It's really the grandparent, again, of all rom-coms, and it's a good reflection of the censorship time in the Hays Code. So I hope you enjoy It Happened One Night.